My name is Dean Australia, and my daughter is 6 years old, and her name is Eleanor. And when she was born, very soon we discovered that she had a disability with an unknown diagnosis. We were very quickly put in a lot of peril, a rough sea, a place that you don't know where you're going. The metaphor I've used, it was floating in the middle of an ocean without a life ring, and then somewhere from, I don't know where, this ring came, the infant development program, and without that infant development program, I think our family would have been lost. I really credit that program for saving my life, my family, my marriage, and my child. And I can't complain about being on a wait list for the infant development program because I was lucky enough not to need it. But if there's any time when you're entirely rudderless and you have no idea what's going on and you're in a very foreign place, if you spend a month in a hospital, not yourself, but with your child, the world is just not a place that makes any sense. And that life ring was given to me and to my wife, and most importantly to my daughter. And to hear that there's a wait list for that service it is just as shocking to me as if there was a wait list for an ambulance or a fire truck or a police officer. It's not like, waiting until it comes, but to actually not have it. We then progressed into daycare. We were lucky enough to get daycare for our child. But I mean, here are parents complaining about wait lists, and lots of parents are on wait lists for daycare. But there's another step for if your child has special needs, and it's a program, it's a wonderful program called the Supported, it's a terrible word, Supported Child Development Program. And if any parent gets to the top of the wait list, they get in, great. If we get to the top of the wait list, we don't get in because we'll often need extra staffing. It's not because the daycares don't want us, although there are quite a few of those, I have to say. But the good daycares, like the organization I belong to, the Burnaby Association for Community Inclusion, they need to have extra funding for extra support on one-to-one. And to find out that there's a wait list for that is also a really painful thing for me to deal with. My wife and I started a group that we call the Parents Action Network for Infants and Children with Special Needs, or PANIC, because that's what you do when you panic. And one of the families that I was talking to on Saturday, they can't get into daycare, not because they don't have a spot, but because they don't have supported child development funding. And so they can't work. We're denying them work. What's the cost of that to the economy? I realize this is an old story. There's a bunch of other wait lists that my daughter personally is on, in the at-home program, the respite funding. We've been on that program wait list for 2.5, 3 years. I've really stopped counting because it's so long. Yeah. And what's this respite thing? Well, parents have to take care of their children. There's a lot. It's not just, you can't just put them in front of the TV set, and they need one-to-one constantly. That's why my daughter has one-to-one at daycare and kindergarten, and she's so happy she's in kindergarten. And we need that time, so otherwise you burn out. Our health, there was a little do on the weekend about some research finding, and parents' health is impacted. How's that going to cost us in the future when every parent in my panic group, except for one who's got a really good metabolism, has gained? I was joking, I've been on the wait list for 40 pounds. There's real health costs to this as well. My daughter's also on a wait list for that wait list for back surgery that we've all heard about, and I'm not going to say any more about. There's also wait lists for for physiotherapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. All these interventions are critical, and I can tell you because I was lucky enough, my daughter was lucky enough, my family was lucky enough not to be on the wait list for supported childcare and infant development program. Those early milestones, if they are pushed and pushed and pushed, make such a difference. My daughter's not supposed to walk. My daughter's not supposed to talk. My daughter's supposed to be alone. My daughter is in kindergarten right now, and she's tired of it. She wants to be in grade 1, and it's because we've got all those services, and we have pushed and pushed and pushed, and frankly, I'm starting to get a little tired. And I know I need parent again, but we need the respite so that we can continue to push, because it's a big ball and you push it up the hill, and that's what I'll keep doing. But there are other people that will need that, and I have to speak for the people coming along.
I have 5 children, two of which have developmental disabilities, and they're in this room, Angela and Trevor. And what I want to talk about today is the transition that our family has made over years. You know, when you have a child with an intellectual disability who also has
writing in your book too, Adam.
that sometimes for people who aren't able to express themselves, there's a link between communication and behavior. And so often what you'll see is behavior because they're trying to express that they want something, and when they're not able to tell you that, it creates some difficulties for them. And so when there is behavior and you don't know what to do about it, it makes for some pretty tough times at home. And especially for single parents, and I can tell you that as a single parent, there was many a tough weekend spent at home, kind of prisoner in going home, because to go out at that point in the community wasn't a good idea. And when you're a parent with children who have disabilities, there's extra stressors, more doctors, more school appointments, more meetings with professionals, and more days missed at work, opportunities, professional opportunities that are missed. And there's an impact on the kids, the other kids in the family, other children, because they don't get the kind of time from a parent that often, you try to share it, but often, you know, the child with a disability demands more of your time. And so parents are on, they're on all the time. And what I mean by that is you're on full alert. And we care about our children, we love our children, we wouldn't have it any other way. They're part of our lives. At the same time, we need help. We get tired. And when we get tired, it makes it all that much harder. And we've heard today already about the effect on families. Statistically, the impact on marriages clearly makes the divorce rate for families who have a child with a disability much higher. But I got to tell you, when you get support, it gets much easier. It makes families stronger and more resilient. But more importantly, for the person with disability, and I'll speak about my daughter right now, she has freedom. She has mobility in the community because she has the proper level of support. It gets easier for parents of Sydney's, I can testify to that. And when people have the proper support, it builds capacity to be in the community, more capacity to develop the skills for work. And in terms of my daughter, the kind of behavior support that she finally got made her life much, much better and happier. We've seen it happen. And so I know that's good. Now, back to the campaign here. I too am a member of the Burnaby Association, and we hear stories about parents who are on a wait list, and they're kind of just twisting in the wind. And I'm speaking to the Premier right now. We've had campaigns before, and I got to tell you, this time it's different. I can feel the determination on the part of parents that we will be heard this time. And I don't think that this campaign is the end of it. And so, Mr. Premier, we're begging you to end the wait list now. This problem's going to afford it. We're not talking about the billions of dollars that are being spent on roads and bridges and on the Olympics. We're talking about less than 1/4% of the overall budget. BC can't afford this, and we urge you to do it now.